Good morning, floss tubers. I'm here to make a video about the Stich-A-Longs. Initially this year, I had no intentions of joining a Stitch-A-Long because in my mind, I won't have time for it because, as I said in previous videos, from January until April, I'll be stitching small projects as prizes for our wedding. And then I'm guessing from May until July, newly married life, settling in, fixing things, moving into the new home. So, and I don't know what I can do July to December. Initially, I thought I will be working on my Firefly Fairies by Lavender and Lace and my Fairy Idol by Mirabilia, and that's it. Um, but then again, I studied the Stitch-A-Longs that Charity Hope has, or Wonderfully Hopeless has put together, and I wanted to join. The idea being I will pick small projects so that for that day of the Stitch-A-Long, I'm guessing it's a day because a lot of us will probably be online 24/7, like what we did on New Year's Eve and what we've been doing since then. I wanted to join in, and I wanted to pick quick stitches so I could easily start and maybe even finish within 24 hours or within that weekend. Anyway, so I'm joining, and here are the things that I've picked out. Okay, for the coat stitch along, meaning I'm guessing it's words. For the coat stitch along, I'm picking something from Subversive Cross Stitch. Yes, this will be my first time to stitch anything subversive, and I guess because of Raven and Michelle, my funny bone and my green mind is hyperactive. But I wanted to make a pillow for the coat stitch along, and the design. These are the designs. Okay, this pillow. Before I show you the design, I've always I've heard of how married couples would have. Sometimes it depends on what married couple, if you're funky, or your sense of humor is active or not, but they have a pillow that they put on the bed, green and red, or to signify go or stop, or yes or no pillows, if I can't say it out loud. But anyway, I don't know what you call that pillow. I guess you could call it your signal pillow that you can put on your bed and without telling your husband anything. Any, it's embarrassing. Anyway, I found these couple of patterns in the Subversive Cross Stitch, and I decided I'll be stitching them on green and red even weave, or yeah. Hold on, Bouncy, are you okay? Mm. Okay, sorry. Uh, yeah, you decide. But yes, I do want to stitch them on red and green even weave to signify stop and go, not necessarily Christmas. Okay, and I might just use white thread for it instead of colors. I'm gonna have to do this carefully because the pattern is at the very next page. Anyway, first side would say, "Kiss me, you fool." Yep, I guess that's my go signal. Okay, and when it's a no, it'll be this one. Okay, before I show you the no part, I think it was Jessie who said it depends on the mood or something like that. And yeah, I guess it could be misconstrued as something else. But I'm flat out saying, and I will teach the panda this, if this side is facing upwards, I'm saying that this means no, and not literally what it means, if you get what I mean. Anyway, this is the no part. Bite me. So, oops, sorry. Bite me. So you have kiss me, you fool, for yes, and bite me for no. And it doesn't mean literally. it's just a no. I don't lean in that direction. At least I don't think I do. Uh, Never mind. Okay, finally for Valentine's Day, I will be stitching these. And I know I can join them. I can join this particular stitch along because I really am going to make this for us. Where's the other one? Heck? Did I just miss one? Hello? Where'd you go? What? It was here a while ago. Ah, and I can't pause the video or else I'm gonna start all over again. Dagnabbit. Ah. I lost it. Anyway, it's annoying. I'm supposed to make this heart in hand from this day forward and along with the Mr. and Mrs. one. Where did it go? It was here. I had it ready and now I can't show it to you because it's missing. Apologize for that one. But yes, I'll do the Mr. and Mrs. and from this day forward. Actually, with the help of Ambra Nardi from cloudsfactory.com, she helped me combine. Well, I made I what do you call it? I got inspired by this and the Mr. and Mrs. Combined them together, changed their fonts, added a Harry Potter character, and Amber Nardi from cloudsfactory.com helped me create a border to center everything. And so I'm gonna call that like my wedding. It's supposed to be a sampler, but it's for Valentine's. I'm using the Mr. and Mrs. and from this day forward um, patterns for that. So that's what I'll be stitching for Valentine's Day. And I do have to finish that before the wedding, so I'm gonna be working on it really hard. I might end up stitching ahead of the Valentine's Day stitch along, but whatever the case may be, on that day of the stitch along, I'll be stitching that. Now, for the sampler, okay, I know I won't have time to finish this before the wedding, but since I do want to stitch this up, I'm going to start it on the day of the sampler stitch along, and then I'll finish it well throughout the year or next year. Depends. Whenever I have time, I'll be working on this. So this will be my whip, my small whip that will go along through the year. Okay, these are by Silver Creek samplers, and it's the Sing a Sampler series, 4 parts. Of course, if you've seen me in other videos in the Hangouts, you know that I kind of like to sing even though my voice doesn't want me to. But do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So do, sol, la, fa, mi, do, re. Yes, I want to sing those. Of course I do. I want to stitch those. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and hang them somewhere in my house. I bought that specifically for this reason because I know I want them in my future home. Because I love the movie Sound of Music so much. And this brings it closer to home. I won't be stitching St. Patrick's Day stitch along. I won't be joining that. Though I know I do have a Newton's Law pattern of a bear surrounded with 4-leaf clovers. But since it's not a priority for me and that's in March, I have a feeling I'll be hurrying to finish whatever it is that I need to do for the wedding, which is in May, so I'll skip that one. I'll probably continue on with the sampler or the other wedding prices. So I'll still be stitching along with you, but probably not the St. Patrick's one. As for the spring stitch along, yeah, okay, this is the one I've decided to do for the spring stitch along. And the reason why I'm doing this is in the future home, in the dining room, which will actually, it's not really a dining room, it's a small teeny tiny itty bitty room that we call the dining room. It will have a table and chairs and nothing else. Basically, it's a room that we've turned into a dining room but can be converted in the future to another bedroom or for any other purpose. So it should be technically called a multi-purpose room, but in the meantime, I'll call it a dining room. And we plan on decorating that in pastel shades of blue and white. And I want to make a hoopla wall in one side. There's a perfect wall for hooplas. And hooplas are those round frames, those hoops where you put the fabric in. But if you use that itself and hang it on the wall, it's suddenly called a hoopla wall. I don't know why, but that's what I was told. I want to make a hoopla wall, and this will be the one of the first ones that will go on the wall. I believe this is a freebie from magazine. I forgot what magazine. Let's see. The Cross Stitcher. And what year? I have no clue. No clue at all whatsoever what year this came out in, but this is from the Cross Stitcher magazine. It's free, rustic style, and I love birds, and it's dainty, so there. This will be stitched for that small little dining room slash multi-purpose room. Okay. Um, excuse me. So that's April. There's April 24, Mother Stitch-A-Long. I won't be joining that one. I won't. My mom won't appreciate small stitches, if ever. I know she would appreciate a certain pattern by a local painter of ours here. It's not something I will start right away in a stitch along because I know I won't be able to get back to it within a year. So I'm skipping the Mother Stitch Along. Maybe I'll be online stitching along with you with one of my other projects. But this is really literally what? 6, 7, 8, 9, around 10 days before my wedding. So I don't know if I'll be able to face cross stitch by then. Okay, just looking at the dates, I'm already getting excited and nervous and scared and excited and yeah, apprehensive but eager. I don't know. It's my emotions regarding the wedding normally is eager and happy and I'm looking forward to it. But then now that I'm looking at the date of the Mother Stitch Along and it's April 24, I'm like, will I have everything done by then? So it's like, eh. So whatever the case may be, I won't be joining the Mother Stitch Along. May 8th, Specialty Stitches Stitch Along. I can't join that one. That is the day before we fly, I think, to Tokyo, Japan. So I'll probably either be going around the branches that I work at, fixing everything for before I fly off, or I'll be busy packing. Either or, definitely, cross-stitching done the day before I fly. Maybe I could sneak a small kit inside my suitcase, though I doubt it. I think he'll make me promise not to bring anything. May 29, Father's Day Stitch Along. It depends. I may or may not decide to do the 99 bottles of beer pattern. And I bought that before New Year's. I'm waiting for it to arrive. If it does arrive and I don't know, settled, maybe I could start a bottle or two for the Father's Day Stitch Along, but honestly, I don't think I can commit to the Father's Day Stitch Along because we would have just finished our uh, honeymoon and we'd be unpacking wedding presents and writing thank you cards and putting everything in their place. So I don't know. June 6th, Joan Elliott Stitch Along. Could be. Yes, could be. Here's that. I have this. And what I want to stitch from the Joan Elliott Stitch Along. And I picked an easy pattern. And I want this. It's small enough for me to do. And I do want it framed somewhere in the library in our future home. And this is it. It's a mushroom house. And my imagination can think of Enid Blyton characters walking around, or yeah, Smurfs going na 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 na. Maybe Smurfette lives here, but yeah, it would look like something that Smurfette would live in, right? It's either that or Vanity Smurf, but yeah, this will be my Joan Elliott stitch along. So let me go click join on that one. I forgot to click join. Patriotic. I'm skipping that one. I'm sorry. I'm not in the mood to stitch any Philippine flags, and since I'm not an American citizen, I won't be stitching anything with an American flag. I do have American blood. My grandfather was American, but yeah, I live in, I'm Filipino. So, and I haven't seen a Filipino cross stitch pattern with, the flag and all that would make me sit down and stitch it. I'll gladly watch you guys though. I love the red, white, and blues. Yeah, I won't stitch on that one. Okay, July to something new stitch along. I have no idea yet what to put there. I have no idea yet if I'm brave enough to start something big or even medium sized. If it's something small, maybe, I haven't thought about it yet, but maybe I'll pick a freebie from a magazine so it's easy to do. But yeah, I haven't clicked join on that one, so I'm skipping that. For the retro style, yes, I'm joining that one. And I've decided to do Peanuts. Snoopy! He's retro. Old school. I know he's still popular now, but for me, Snoopy is from my childhood. And this is the pattern I want to do. I want to do two. If I can and I stitch fast enough, I can do two. One is this one. Home is a place filled with love and understanding. Again, for the future home, of course. Everything I'm stitching now is for the future home. I noticed that. And the other one that I want to stitch is Woodstock's Home. The place there's no place like. Home is the place there's no place like. I got it. I don't know if you got it, but I got it, and I want this one. So I want those two hanging side by side. Funnily enough, I think I want them in the kitchen. So there. So that's my retro stitch along. For the flower power on August 2, I don't want to start anything big because I have a lot of, well, by now I have a lot of little things to do. So I picked out this one little freebie again from a magazine. Freebies are good, by the way. They're good as a break for in-between projects. They're quick finishes. It gives you a sense of accomplishment when you finish something small. And since I am on a stash diet, I want to use up what I have in my stash. So I'll use up the small kits that are taking up space in my baskets. So this one is the Vintage Rose Brooch Kit. I don't know, how do you pronounce it in your country? I say brooch, some people say brooch. Anyway, brooch kit. This one. Vintage Rose. Because of my name. Okay, not Stitching Panda. My real name. Anyway, I like this. And if I do get to finish this, I have a feeling I'm pinning it on whatever handbag I'll be using for that duration. I like flowers, and I don't mind accessorizing my bags. Yeah. I might even wear it. Depends on what I'm wearing, but I might even wear it. Okay, next. After the Flower Power Stitch Along, there's Flossie Snack Shack. I was told that it's food. I'll skip that. Not into stitching food. Sorry, I don't even know if I have patterns. Oh yes, I do. Teapots. Do those count? They're used they're containers for tea. And is that considered food? But then again, I'm not gonna stitch any teapots anytime soon. Skip. Stitchy Companion Stitch Along for animals. I love animals, and unless it's like the cutesy patootsky bears and stuff, I have no idea yet if I'm joining this one. Might skip it. For the Halloween Stitch Along, I think I have a pattern for that, and that's, oh gosh, I forgot to bring it down. It's Ding Dong, the witch is dead, the wicked witch. Who? The wicked witch. The wicked witch is dead. It's up there. I just saw it a while ago. Anyway. Yeah. I might stitch that because I like it. Unfortunately, oh no, here's not unfortunately. Here's my quandary. I like it. The Wicked Witch is Dead. It's a song from Wizard of Oz, and Barbara Streisand belted it out big time. But if I stitch it, where am I gonna put it? I mean, I don't want to hang Ding Dong, the Wicked Witch is Dead in our house. I mean, it's not gonna go with anything, any decoration. I'm not. I don't know if I'll decorate for Halloween. I don't think I'll have enough decorations yet for Halloween. And we normally spend Halloween at my Panda's sister's house, and she decks out her stuff really well. But yeah, so that's still questionable whether I should do the Halloween stitch along or not. For Lizzie Kate, yes, I am joining that. I've stitched this before. This is actually going to be one of the wedding prizes that I've been stitching, but I want to stitch it for myself. Forgive quickly, kiss slowly. I want to stitch this for myself, so I've already made one that we will give away at the wedding, but we're making another one, or I'm making another one just for us. Okay, so that's my Lizzie Kate. As for the Christmas ornament stitch along, this is perfect. I don't know if I can go ahead of you guys or not, or I may go ahead of you guys, but I do want to make Christmas ornaments for our future home, for our future Christmas tree for the first year. And I want to make a set. I spoke to the Panda about this. He likes a more traditional Christmas tree, meaning it's a little bit more uniform all around. So he doesn't like the idea of a single ornament that's different from everything else as compared to the rest. So, and he said he doesn't mind if it's a set. I mean, so if it's cross stitched, there should be a set going around, so it's not gonna be standing out by itself. And I found this one. It's from Timeless Ornaments by, I think, Leisure Arts. Is this a Leisure Arts? Yes, a Leisure Arts publication. And this is the one I want to stitch. Okay, I'm just gonna show it to you first before I turn around and read it. Okay, so you can just see. I can't see if you can see it. There. Okay. Basically, this is a picture of Santa and the reindeer, and it says, "But a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeers." And this is Santa, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Here is the sleigh, with the sleigh full of toys and Saint Nicholas too. This is a picture of a chimney, and Santa's inside. His boots are peeking out. It says, "Down the chimney, St. Nicholas came with a bound." And then here's Santa with smoking a pipe. It says, "A wink of his eye and a twist of his head." And then this one is a picture of stockings. "And filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk." And of course the last one is, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Yeah, I'm just stopping myself from singing this, but yes, those are the Christmas ornaments I will be stitching for the Christmas ornament stitch along with, sorry, forgot the first part. "The stockings were hung by the chimney with care." I think I started in the middle. This is the first one. "Stockings were hung by the chimney with care. The children were nestled all snug in their beds." And this one is, "Away to the window I flew like a flash." Basically, the entire Christmas Carol was stitched out, and I want to do that. I think they're easy enough to do. I may not finish everything in time, so I will probably, maybe I'll start it during Halloween. They're easy, I mean, little ones. My problem would be turning them into actual ornaments. No idea how to do that. I have a local friend here in the Philippines, Richard, who does it so well. And I bought a sewing machine. I have a brand new sewing machine, but I still haven't figured out how to use it. So maybe by then I could, or I'll bug him enough to go teach me. Anyway, so there. those are the stitch-alongs I'll be joining. Of course, I'll join the one in December 26th that says finish all your or finish all your stitch-alongs at 6 days of manic stitching for those who haven't finished the ones for 2015. I'm hoping that what I've picked out are small enough that I could finish it within the weekend of that particular stitch-along. And crazily enough, I freaked out when I saw that there was another stitch-along already planned, and it's for 2016. Seriously, a stitch-along for January 2016. And it's the lavender and lace stitch-along. 2016. The first month of January 2015 hasn't even finished yet, and we have a stitch-along prepared for January 2016, January 1, 2016. But I already clicked going on that one because I do have a current whip. Well, actually, no, it's a UFO by now. No. It's a whip. It's a whip. It's not a UFO. I refuse to think of it as a UFO. It's a whip that has been sleeping for a few months. So it would have currently been sleeping for a year by the time that stitch-along comes along. And it's my Firefly Fairies. I will gladly do this stitch-along with you guys. It'll kickstart me into moving on my Firefly Fairies, which I absolutely love. So there. Thank you, Wonderfully Hopeless, for setting up the stitch-alongs. I thought I wasn't going to do it, but since I heard that you could make, you could choose the tiniest ones, I'm game. I'm game to join, and I'm eager for it too. So I'm actually looking forward to the 16th, where we start the coat. And what coat did I say I was gonna do? Oh yeah, my yes and no pillow from Subversive Cross Stitch. I haven't told the panda this, so he might see this video before I talk to him about it. So, yeah. Interesting conversation, huh? Anyway, happy stitching, everybody. See you in the next video.